as if, you know, you were at my house and we were hanging out. So I know most people won't get here at the beginning, but just a general disclaimer. When I'm live, I generally am still going to be acting as if I'm recording, which means I will mute sometimes and turn the camera off. That means I'm taking a break. I don't care a ton about camera angles, but I do want to try to, like, you know, want to give you the real picture of what's going on. And yeah, I think because it's so fresh in my mind, it'd probably be a good time to give a report of what life is like when I'm having a severe pain flare. Because I have a lot of friends who suffer from severe pain flares of a variety of flavors and kinds. Mine is not on par. I mean, okay, I'm not going to get into judgment. It's just what I think is important for anyone to know. If you do not currently suffer from some sort of chronic illness that at least sometimes you have severe pain, if you're not currently feeling it like in that experience, then realistically you don't know what it's like. And so yeah, I'm trying to give you the idea without you having to actually be here, you know. Okay, so current status, let's start there. It's a fucking mess around me because I have to have a bunch of things within easy reach. Not all of that's within easy reach. It's kind of, oh wait, okay, let's, so that, see, I've been playing Lego Batman because sometimes I just need to be able to turn my brain off. And one of the only ways is to give it a little something else to pay attention to that will hopefully not prohibit, but keep me from thinking, planning, strategizing. Like, it's so hard to turn that off. Okay, so that's current state. A couple of data points. I have taken my pills. I have not eaten, so I haven't taken my methylated B yet. I've mostly drank coffee, but I do have water, so I'm going to keep on that. At least one good thing about talking is it makes me notice when I'm thirsty. More data report. Sleep was, you know, predictably hard, but basically it was smart of me to stay downstairs. I love how the new, I'm on the Cuddle Raft, which is a stack of 2 queen mattresses. Used to be 3 as of a couple days ago. And like a real soft topper. So it's like, so comfy, cozy. Usually just, okay, stop. So it was nice to stay downstairs because there's a bathroom down here. There's very little in my way. I'm able to crutch around. It's been so helpful to have Brian here, because it was a Sunday when this started, as well as Jnet. She just moved in, and she's sleeping a lot, as is appropriate, because she's been through a lot, unexpended. She's borrowed against her future energy, like, quite a bit, as have I. So that's partly why we're like this. We're both like this, but, you know, it's reasonable and appropriate. Also, I need to read the new moon stuff from here, but not yet. Okay, what other data or status? Oh, okay. So, I think the flare began at around 2, and I knew it was coming, and so this is, yet again, I know I keep putting it off, but here's the thing. So, like, normally, someone in my position, and formerly myself, when I started to get the warning signs that my foot was getting close to a flare, if I had stopped what I was doing a few hours before at least and put a castor oil pack on, and maybe take an extra turmeric just to be safe, but if I had done that, it's very likely I would have avoided the flare. But if I'm going to be harping on this a lot, just because I'm giving examples of what could happen. If I had help um, earlier yesterday, then they could have brought me my castor oil pack stuff, you know, rather than me. I kept putting it off because I was like, I'm so tired and I just want to sit here and play my game, or I just, you know, anyway. Um, so yeah, so that's one of the one of the costs of not having someone around to help is I might push it until I've pushed so far that the flare begins. So yeah, at the beginning, what it's like with the beginning. Okay, what's the flare? All right, so in this case, it's my right big toe. It is, at this stage, I do believe that the diagnosis is correct, and it's osteoarthritis. Very well managed typically with turmeric morning and night, wearing barefoot shoes as much as possible so that my, you know, the general strength kind of builds up. And, you know, listening to the early warning signs, which usually are just like shooting pains or I got a serious warning sign this time in the middle of the night before. So I guess Saturday night around 3:30. It was about 50-60% of the way there. I had to get up and go pee, and so I did that and realized there's no fucking way I can go downstairs and get my turmeric because I forgot to have it by my bed. I generally am good about that, but because I'm too stretched, I forgot to put it by my bed. So I woke up Brian, and that was awesome. I don't think it's been a very long time since I've had to wake him up to help me in the middle of the night. I usually do or can take care of it myself by, you know, having what I need right next to me. And so that was really nice though, and he's able to go right back to sleep, so it's not like it really affected him, and it definitely helped me a ton. So, and he's really stepping into the like light caretaker he's cool with, you know, like, anyway. He gets tired quickly if I'm at high needs. Okay, what was I gonna say? So anyhow, okay, here's what it's like. When my toe is in full flare, even though it's just one toe, it's my big toe. Sometimes even just like yesterday, I went outside for a little while, wind blowing on it would make me gasp. Like, it's that sensitive. And so therefore, every single move my entire body makes, I have to be mindful of, like, okay, how can I minimize jiggling of any kind, or, you know, anyway. When it's like that, it's a lot harder to do a castor oil pack because I can't tolerate the touch of anything. And so there are times I cannot put one on at all. But yesterday I was able to, like, just sort of get it around there, pour the castor oil on my toe, and then my housemate has a really nice hot pad that has flexibility, whereas my usual one is pretty stiff. My hot pad that Ayana gave me gets so hot that you have to, like, you have to have what is that called, dead man switch or something? There's gotta be a better name for that, in order for it to work, because otherwise you'll burn yourself. And it's moist heat, which is pretty cool. I don't understand how that works, but yeah, she gave me one, and then I found one at Goodwill. So fucking good. Such a good gift. Valuable too. I mean, I think it normally be like $50 to buy one of these, and so she gave it to me, and so she's always like, oh, you give more than I do, it's not reciprocal. And I say, oh gosh, yes it is. And this is one of the ways she gives me really valuable things. Okay, so the pain, I was able to get castor oil pack gently around it. I was able to, like, build a little donut, you know, like, around it so that I could try to get some heat towards it too, because the castor oil works way better with heat. Oh yeah, I used evil bone water too, This is not a real bottle of Evil Bone Water. It's just me reusing one. That is also best used as a preventative. I've found that if my pain has reached the extraordinarily severe, then I'm not sure that it helps, but you know, I still put some on. So yeah, so also if like, I don't know what distance this is, but if I just barely move it, I'll gasp. And so, that's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to do. Like, I've gotten better at it. But the hardest time is at night because I guess I stretch a lot during the night, and it's pretty much impossible to stretch my whole body without without a little bit of my toe like tightening, just naturally tightening, and just this real gentle pullback, which usually feels really good. But no matter what, I can't. It gets pulled no matter what, so it's always painful. So it wakes me up, and so then I'll try to alleviate that desire for stretch, but still, I take those opportunities to kind of check what time it is and go, should I just take some more ibuprofen or some more turmeric? So I did that. Oh, Brian had to help me get all set up, so that was so nice. So nice to have help. I couldn't have done this without help. I don't know what I would have done. I don't want to imagine. But he brought my blankets down. He brought my pillow down, my face mask, my pillow, like everything. So I had everything real close on my desk. So my desk is awesome for that reason. Also, so many reasons it's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so he got me all set up, and then he went to bed. Yeah, it was a rough night, but at least I was able to sleep a little bit. And then normally he would come down and have coffee like 6:30 or so, and I was very asleep, so I'm glad he didn't come down. But about 7:30, I was starting to wake up, and then I just heard him like coming down the stairs, just real quiet, looking at me. Like, come on down, come do your stuff. It was good that it was a late morning for him, so things worked out there too. And I appreciate him not trying to stay on his own schedule and give me so that I had another hour to sleep before he had to come down. So this morning, the pain had lessened at least, well, it just got a little bit better over time. It was 15-20%. What am I getting at there? Oh, it's sort of like when you have a really bad fever and you just feel like utter absolute fucking shit, and it doesn't seem like anything's really helping. But eventually, most of the time, you can just wait out a fever. Eventually, if you've done everything you can, you just wait it out. It'll break. So same with this particular kind of pain flare is at some point it breaks and starts coming down. Sometimes it breaks and it's like I can walk again, right as soon as it breaks. But this morning, jiggles don't hurt anymore. I mean, if I had a hard jiggle, it would. I definitely can't bump it still. Oh God. Last time I was in a flare, I accidentally kicked my own back. Like, oh God, it was terrible. It hurt so bad. So this morning I'm able to put a teeny bit of, I was able to walk on the side. Eventually I was able to put a teeny bit of weight on my foot. And so when the groceries came, I was able to walk them over, just real careful, real slow. That's super good. Oh, I was able to put a sock on this morning. That's another big milestone, a sock. If I could but it has to be only a big sock. Like I've stretched this out real big. And actually it was still too tight last night. Anyway, it's a milestone if I can put a sock on. Oh, so right now I have a castor oil pack on my liver with my hot pad, and I have a castor oil pack still on my foot. I've been outside and had some cannabis. I find that it's sort of, for me, it's best, like it's most effective early in the day, which makes sense. So I know there's a lot of judgment about morning smoking, but like I'm gonna come back to, I think it's like Adderall in that if you don't need Adderall and you're using it recreationally, it feels different than if you're someone like me and you really benefit from Adderall and it just kind of like organizes things a little bit instead of, I hear people get really amped up if they don't need it, and I'm like, why would you want to feel like that? That sucks. For me, it helps me. Cannabis does the same for me. I think it goes into match up with the cannabinoid receptors that my body most needs that day, and that's why it just kind of feels like a particularly effective short-acting medication, basically. So I know damn well that there's people who would look at the amount that I use and be like, "Oh my God, you're an addict. That's too frequent, multiple times throughout the day." But I know people not only who smoke a lot more, but who are doing it recreationally, and so it negatively affects their life. Maybe make some couch potatoes or whatever. Opposite happens for me. I'm able to like focus enough. The combination of Adderall and cannabis, I'm able to be like, oh, I can focus. I usually am real creative and I get a bunch done often if I feel up to it. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm not alone in that cannabis just helps. Woo, I feel like what myself is, I think. Anyway, what else is important to know? I have played quite a bit of Lego Batman. That's good because it gets me offline. What else? Is there other data I need to give? All this data collecting is one of the ways I was able to get, climb out of the pit of hell despair and swim through the swamp of data. Data helps notice progress, and incremental progress is sustainable. And yeah. Okay, what else do I want to? Okay. All right. So this is, I know I need to give feedback to the gal who makes these. She's a genius. Vanessa Corazon. This is Moonsight Lunar Guided Planner. No doubt she's a genius, but whoever designs her covers needs to highlight the Moonsight part because you can't see it. Anyway, this is more like a business oriented astrology based journal. Planner. Okay, the moon cast, June 25th to July 23rd, new moon in Cancer. If you need a green light to rest and release the burdens of the world, this moon invites you into a safe space where you can attend to the self-care and pampering of your home environment. That's part of the reason why I'm like, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, it's so perfect. The timing is so amazing. Okay. If playing with more domestic energies feels right for you, that might be because this part, like, it doesn't matter if you don't understand it, but I'm going to read it anyway. That might be because Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer have our minds centered on what we need right now to feel comfortable, safe, and abundant. So I'm gonna make Jnet let me read that to her today, and we really need to do a Gene Keys reading, and just a little bit of gathered time, hopefully before I have to go to my pet sit. Yeah, I was super stressed out that my foot wasn't gonna get better in time. for my pet sit to start today. Two big dogs that need exercise and can't be on crutches. They would, anyway. I was scared. Okay. Okay, so planet detail, blah, blah. Making this a good time to practice putting yourself first and asking for the things you need. So, all the more reason it was easier for me to ask for help, as well as receive it. And it's super interesting because, as is always the case, Jnet is in a similar space of, but she hasn't, she's still uncomfortable receiving, whereas I'm like, I'm comfortable, please, I can receive. Don't push that away. She expressed her fears yesterday about Brian and or I, or both of us, resenting her for the amount of attention and time and energy that we'll need to, that we know we will be needing to direct towards her care. A lot of it is just alleviating the excess stuff that someone else can do, like moving things around for her. I've started, I have to write it down, but like last night I was like, hey, did you find your gabapentin yet? She's like, oh shit, no, I didn't find my gabapentin yet. So I was able to, just kind of help her make sure she found that. And Brian helped her go out to the garage and find it, because obviously I couldn't. So this is also a good demonstration for me. Like I would be overextending if I was able to walk around. I know that I would have probably pushed my capacity a little further, just because I want to help her, and because it's always this like, who needs it most kind of thing. But in this case, we have a helper who is not in a state of flare of some kind or exhaustion. That's ideal. That's something that community can, and I believe should be doing for each other, is, someone doesn't, I don't know, is available during the day sometimes or whatever. I think we're going to call, I just realized we could call Eric, be like, hey, we need help. Will you please come over and help? Because we'll all do better. I mean, he has admitted that he spends too much time alone, and it's hard, it's hard on a person to spend that much time alone. So I'm gonna make him come over. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Jnet was afraid of us feeling resentful and all the time that we need to spend and all the energy we need to spend. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so good for me. I'm so happy you're here for so many reasons, but selfishly, the reasons I'm happy you're here is now when we spend time together. There's no, like, a lot of the stress we feel and pressure to push or pressure to do we feel is because we're always limited in our time, and I always have to, or often have to, expend valuable, like, executive functioning on driving. So fucking expensive to drive when I'm tired or in a state of like burnout. Driving becomes way more like draining, quote unquote, expensive energetically. Okay, so what's next? Okay, right. So Jnet and I are in a similar thing. She's just at the like, I am afraid to accept you're gonna hate me eventually. I wish I could do more by myself. I feel like a loser or whatever. And we did record that. I don't know if any of the sound will work out because it was windy and Brian was really far or whatever. I know that it'll work out perfectly. And if, again, like it would be, if you were a fly on the wall, you wouldn't be able to hear everything. And if you're a fly on the wall, you can't be like, hey, can you speak up? Because that's distracting. Okay. Oh my God. You know what's so awesome? I love grocery pickup. Because then if I need to go into the store, I'm there anyway. But also I can use coupons. I can't do it with delivery. But my Fred Meyer credit card gives me the benefit, this is so valuable to me, of free delivery. I always give them a tip though, so it's not completely free. So yeah, today if I'd had to go pick up groceries, I would have been super stressed out about that because I have to walk to the car, I have to get in the car, I have to drive the car, I have to, it's, yeah. Maybe I'm gonna say them in as many videos as possible until I think that it's been heard, is that Girl Scout game. I think we called it walking salad. It's such a weird name, and there needs to be a better one, but there's a whole bunch of steps between, all you have to do is make yourself a sandwich and eat it. Something like that. There's a whole bunch of steps between, all you have to do is log into our portal and print this paper out and then send it back to us. I just want to punch somebody in the face. Like, not personally, just like the concept. I want to punch that fucking concept in the face, because fuck you. It's not just that. It's like all the steps you have to take in order to log in, then find the form, then print the form. And if any of that technical stuff is challenging, then it takes even more time. So if you're a little low or really low on executive functioning, you rightfully so put that off. But if you had help, somebody could do it for you while you're there. So like, just, so then you put it off, and then it's just so, yeah, just gonna fucking punch somebody in the face. Again, concept, not a person. Okay, so in preparation for full moon in Capricorn on July 10th, I've only so far, okay, I need to prepare. I need to read this ahead because, yeah, I can prepare. All right, so July 10th, how confident do you feel in taking care of all the tasks you need to see a project through to completion? You might feel extra challenged to get things done, with Mars in Virgo, funneling energy towards the moon. This energy is supportive of our being productive, but if we're more focused on getting everything done rather than focusing on getting the most important things done first, we can lose sight of our goals and lose the steam it takes to complete a project. Oh my God, how much more positive, God, so important. I'm not going to read the rest because Brian just came in. I'll go back to that. Okay. So I'm at that decision point when I think a lot of us probably step back into overdoing it point, because I can gently walk around. And of course, since I couldn't do anything most of the day yesterday, there's a lot of, just mess that created just by me not being able to get around, stuff I planned on cleaning yesterday, putting away. I haven't packed for my pet sit. Thankfully, I don't have to be there. I'm going to go there midday just to give them a potty break, and then I'm going to come back home for quite a while and pack and stuff, because they're fine for 4 or 5 hours easy. Okay, so here's the decision point. Am I good enough to do something simple like sweeping? That does keep me on my feet. So that's why I have to really think about it. I will have to be mindful about where I put my foot and all of that. I'm bummed because I have a robot that's supposed to sweep for me. And I was like, awesome, I can sweep without even standing up. But he won't start today. I don't know why. So I don't know, maybe it's a message from, my higher self to be like, well, your options are sweep regularly on your feet, or not. So I guess I can ask myself, why do I feel so worried and upset and hating the dirty floor? It is dirtier than it usually gets. There's lots of people with much dirtier floors, but I think it's childhood stuff where we couldn't really clean the floors, and I fucking hated it. Felt dirty all the time. If nothing, yeah, not just from the floors. So I think that's why I'm like, I need it cleaner than it is. I just can't, it's so gross. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna go out front, feel a little sun on my skin. I'm gonna have a little more cannabis. I guess I'll use my crutches as much as possible. I will not walk. Okay, see, it's good thinking. I will not walk and put weight on my foot unless I actually need to. And so when it's not necessary, like I'm not sweeping, I will use my crutches until such time that there's no pain when I'm on my foot fully. Which, let's see, I can move my foot now. I can move it both directions, side to side. Good. I'm afraid to try to move my toe yet, so I think I'm not gonna try that one yet. Okay, good decision making. So yeah, I'm caring for myself in that I'm going outside and having a little more cannabis. And I'm caring for myself by using my crutches a little longer, even though I'm like, I could get around, but probably would inhibit the recovery process. Should eat soon. I got to stay on track, so I'm going to start setting timers. And that was another strategy. I set a timer for 10 minutes so that I would know exactly when 10 minutes had passed, and I could stop and check in and go, am I overdoing on my foot? Am I doing something right now that doesn't need to be done right now? So it's like a, not quite moment to moment, but choice by choice, like really have to check back in. I guess it's one of those one breath, one moment, one choice at a time kind of days. I'm out of coffee. Oh shit, okay. Yep, okay. This pain layer in process is starting to clear. And I also think it's valuable to be like, hey, this is this is the level of thought process and energy that has to go into just functioning when you're in a flare, especially if you're by yourself. If you're somebody like Azaria who has flares that are severe in her knees, that's even, I don't even fucking know how she does it. I sometimes get a problem in my left knee because of an old surgery. Oh, that's the other thing I did. Because my knees become susceptible of injury or flare when I've been on my crutches, I have already put castor oil pack on my knees once today. I want to do it longer, though. Wasn't long enough. So that's a preemptive strategy. So I'll give myself a thumbs up, not 2 thumbs up, but I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up on the way I'm allowing myself to recover rather than force. And I'm thumbs up for asking for and receiving help. Thumbs up for the progress that my partner and I have made so that I now, where he feels more open and less irritated about any sort of caretaking needs. And I believe that he's doing it from a place of love and not a place of, I have to. And so I can receive fully. So that's amazing progress too. Okay, that's my plan. So I guess I got some examples of, if I had help, this is what I would do. If I had help, I would ask someone else to go across the room and fill my water things. I don't know where the other one went. Oh, I've got 2 of these. I like them because they've got a handle that I can, so I could crutch and hold this. And I'm gonna use the short one because it's not as heavy. Anyway, yeah, if I had help, I would think, hey, can you fill this up for me? If I had help, somebody else would carry the phone and the tripod. I also could just not do it, but I do, again, feel like it's important to kind of show the reality of something like this. And you know, I know it could be boring, but also it's like, yeah, it's pretty kind of boring to be in this experience, and it really takes a fucking long time. So sometimes it could be days that I'd be struggling, or someone else that I know in flare would be days, week, whatever. So the reality is there's a lot of time spent just going, fuck, this is boring, or I hate this, or I wish something else. Okay, well, I don't have help right now, so I'm gonna, oh, I know what it was. So now my plan is I'm gonna go outside, get some sun. When I feel up to it, I will go all the way outside, all the way to the ground, and put my bare feet on the ground, because that often helps. But if I do it too soon, I'll put myself back into flare. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I know I'm gonna get hot and sweaty, so I'm gonna come in and do at least part of the sweeping. Then I'm gonna go take a shower. In preparation, I had Brian put in a, I have several like shower chair kind of things that I've found on the side of the road, and they're super fucking helpful for outdoor furniture, or just they're really sturdy, so they're very useful. If you see see shower chairs or that sort of thing, grab them. They'll come in handy. So yeah, I have one of those, so I will take a shower. I will be able to safely sit. That is really good. Now that my foot is not in severe flare, I will be able to put my foot on the floor of the shower and keep myself stable. So that's good. That's it. I'm not going to plan any further than that. And I will check in between, like, yeah, okay. The other thing I'll add is a timer, so that I don't keep going and going and going, because I lose track of time and then overdo it. That's also like pretending as though there is somebody there helping, going, hey, it's been 10 minutes, why don't you sit down pretty soon? So my phone can do that for me really effectively, and then I don't have to ask a person to do that for me. Okay. So I'm all set up. But unfortunately I took them all upstairs, so I don't have any handy. I wish I had a over my shoulder bag so I could carry multiple things at once. Like I could have put my notebook in there, could have put my bottle of water in there. I actually could have put my phone and stuff in there, especially since it was blacked out. But so that's a way, that's a strategy for being prepared for taking care of myself, is having a handy grocery bag around to move things around. Fuck, it's getting hot out here. I don't want to be out here very long because that sucks. I brought my notebook because I know I'm starting to have some ideas of things I need to do today. So I'm going to look at what's the energy of today. It is Monday, June 30th. Earth. Good. That means I need to do like numbers and budgeting and that kind of thing if possible. But it's half day Earth tomorrow also. That's so loud. Delivery dropped off. The AC just went on, so it's gonna be really loud. Anyway, I won't be out here long. But when I am able to think, when my brain is here and like, hey, I try to capture it. Like it's almost like, hey, my executive assistant's stopping by for 15 minutes, so I better, you know, do what I can with her while she's here. I might only have her for less than that. So, okay, I need to pack, but that can be slow and over the course of the day. I need to take a shower. I'm writing down that I'm going to sweep because I love to be able to check these things off. Let's see what else. There was something else, I don't remember what it was. Gonna write down budget because I need to do that. What else? I should water my plants. At least some of them. Well, maybe it'll come back to me. I don't know where it was. It was important. Okay, there's some videos I'd really love to just like, so ones that would be so fast. Like there's one of Azaria, and I'm talking about the way she does her card readings, and all I have to do is cut off like the prattle at the beginning where I'm like rah, 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 I'm not really saying anything of interest. So yeah. Okay, so videos like Azaria and I. I got to change an appointment I made for Wednesday with the website guy because I get to go to where my daughter is and have to be present for her trade. She's trading in a car that my name is on, and she's receiving her new car, and I'm so fucking excited. I'm gonna be there as it comes off. She will let me test drive it at some point, but she'll drive it first, I'm sure. Okay. Well, this is a good start. Good start. maybe, maybe I will ask someone else to spray these. Found some really cool chairs on the side of the road. That'll be perfect for outside on the porch. And but they lived in a fragranced home, so they need to be washed, sprayed down with vinegar and water. And actually, I kind of need to spray them right away because when the breeze comes this way, I smell the fuckers, and they're starting to give me a reaction. That would mean I can't be out here, and I want to be able to be out here. Okay. Okay, that's it for now. See, this place is a mess. I'm a mess. I mean, I'm glad I put my hair into a braid, so at least it keeps it out of my way. I remember the other major theme that I wanted to share, and why it's so important to start talking about, how do I make progress on a business, even when I have these sort of issues where sometimes I'm in so much pain I can't function, let alone do work, as well as how affected I am by, if there's a sustained period of where there just is a lot going on, like pretty much every day, and there's never like a stretch of recovery. An appropriate length stretch could be one day, it could be an afternoon, it could be 3 days. I don't take that recovery time, even when it's probably available, because I'm usually in catch-up mode. So what I'm taking from not only what I already know and what I've already been practicing is don't push past those. Like if I only have an hour or a couple of hours of interest and ability to do some sort of project, to make some sort of incremental progress. If I have it, I give it. If I don't, I'm getting better at not pushing. As evidenced by the past few days, I have done very, very little. And every time I've tried to go do something that might be productive, I forget before I get there. So, indication that I needed to not. I also was just having my period, did have multiple days of really bad cramps. So that's another reason I've been in on again, off again pain for a while, almost a week. And anyway, that sounds worse than it is. But the point being, what can I do from here? From here being however it is that I'm feeling, whatever level of capability I have, so on and so forth. So where I'm at right now is on the tail end of a severe pain flare. I can gently walk around a bit. I can be on my feet. I can put some weight on my foot, but I still need to be careful. It's attempting to do more than is probably smart. So I'm continually checking in with myself. Like, is what I think I need to do right now really, truly as important as I think it is? But also, there are easy things that I can do. Like this morning so far, I have reached out to somebody who might be interested in joining the paid training program that will be fundraising for content creator apprentices. Basically, they start real low because we're spending a lot of time teaching them, and then quickly increase as funding is available, as well as skill level improves and increases. Anyhow, so I called somebody. It's sort of like recruiting, and it reminded me of all the years and years that I've spent in my past, in one way or another, recruiting volunteers, recruiting employees, recruiting, just assistants. So in my 10 years in MLM, there was, anytime there was somebody who might be interested in making a little extra money, I would talk with them and keep up with them and whatever until it was clear that they didn't want to do it. Also, when I worked for the staffing agency, I wasn't a salesperson, but it wasn't uncommon for me to be like, hey, you want to work for Office Team, or Robert Half International, whatever. That was light recruiting. And then when I worked for the University of Oregon, especially in the Alumni Association department in Portland, I was always recruiting volunteers, and was successful in playing a significant role in developing and starting the Portland chapter of the alumni, of the like a Portland alumni chapter. The board, that's right, the board. I developed a board for that. And then also got to work with, anyway, I need to go back. So anyway, I recruited volunteers. I also recruited volunteers in a variety of positions for Girl Scouts. So returning to that skill, what else have I done? I have played games to just like get my brain off. I have taken care of myself. That's all very good. I also, like, something that I always want to do is I want to check in with my planner, and I have done that. I have also written down some notes of things that I need to do today. So all of that is productivity I can do from the bed, a chair, while I'm castor oil packing, whatever. I grocery shopped yesterday online. They were delivered today. I was functional enough to at least put the refrigerator stuff away quickly, and then Brian took care of the rest. So that's very productive, using my resources wisely and setting myself up for success. A lot of those require preparation. And in order to prepare appropriately, I have to notice what it is that you need. So I've gotten really good at that. Now I'm at the point of I need to actually write the things down, because I think everybody has a bunch of favorite go-to things that help them in one way or another, as well as, like, I need to have a checklist and maybe one bin where everything is for castor oil packs, so that I make sure I always have the hot pad, I always have the castor oil, I always have clean castor oil pads, I have towels to protect surfaces from oil, you know, so that's a kit that when it's together. And I also need, that's where I should keep my knee pads. When I don't need my knee pads, I should keep them there. I'll just always keep it with my castor oil stuff, so that I also have to have a travel kit of castor oil pack things, so that I can do it if I'm somewhere else and I need it. Yeah, so just figure out what yours is, what your list of things that are helpful, as well as what's your, these are the things I need when I'm getting ready to go into a flare or something, where this is the things that help me when I'm exhausted. These are the movement practices that I find helpful, you know, like the rebounder. I want to get back on the rebounder. Okay, those are just examples. Okay, so now I'm gonna, so I've also elongated the length of time where I'm off my foot. That was another, like, strategy. So I'm doing things that are important, and I've prioritized them over something on my feet. I do feel like it's worth it for me to do sweeping, because I can break it into chunks. I don't have to do it all at one stretch. It really does help me feel like way better when the floor is clean, especially because I'm barefoot or wearing socks, and it's just as gross. Yeah, so that's something that also is productive, but relatively easy even in the state that I'm in. And since nobody's up yet, it's real easy to get it done. Nobody will be walking through, and that will feel good. That will feel like a good productivity thing. Okay, I'm gonna get on that now. Actually, I remembered that since what I'm about to do is an activity that I could delegate if someone was around to delegate it to. You know, I've said that it's important to me that the floors are cleaner than they are right now. No one else really should be spending their time sweeping. It's just one of the things I tend to get done, usually because I use the robot. The fucking robot won't start today, so that's why I have to be on my feet. So if either the robot was working or someone was like, yeah, I'll sweep, you know, it's like a 15-minute act of service. But what I'm gonna record it, not because, I mean, basically what I think is I'd probably have my assistant like speed it up and say, you know, X number of minutes elapsed, you know what I mean? So that it also gives us this clear example of, is this a 15-minute act of service? And by act of service, I mean, it could be an act of service to me, but it's also an act of service to you. If having clean floors is important to you, I mean, there's some level of cleanliness I think everybody wants. If that's important to you, then it is an act of service to yourself if there really isn't anyone else around who can do it. So break it down into manageable chunks, do a little bit at a time. Have the stuff you need really handy and or always in the same place. Those are strategies that it's also a good little dopamine hit. So it's another reason I think it's good to maybe break it down into smaller chunks, because like, okay, I got another area done, yeah, and then look at all this shit I just got off the floor, yeah, physical manifestation and awareness of actual progress, measurable progress, but still incremental. That's why I like sweeping. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna, let's see, should I mute it? I guess I won't mute it because that would indicate like it should be cut, and I don't want it to be cut. So yeah, I guess in edit it would be sped up and maybe put some cute music on it if it's not too much trouble. Or if it seems appropriate, then voiceover. Maybe voiceover is the way to go. Anyhow, that's the edit that will be for this period, this next stretch. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm not going to take the crutches because then they'll be on the wrong side of the room anyway. I like to start by the back door because that's also where the broom lives. I'm going to try the robot one more time. See, I may be able to see. I think most people would feel like this is, I don't know if you'll be able to pick up on it. I think most people would feel like this is too dirty. You know, this food and stuff under the table. It's all perfectly reasonable dirt. It's just, it needs to be done every few days. Especially with 5 fucking people in the house. Like, we add up. Okay. I don't know. I guess yeah, it's fine. I take tech challenges as a message that I'm not supposed to use the tech at that point. So maybe it's intended that I demonstrate what it takes to do this simple task for myself when there's no one around to help. And I'm going to be quiet over here because I'm right outside Jnet's door. So I will start here. I guess the other lesson could be when I use the robot, I do have to do some preparation so that it doesn't run up on cords or shoelaces or something. Okay. I actually find it satisfying to hear like the dirt going across the floor. Same thing I like to when I'm vacuuming. I like hearing the dirt going up. I'm also mindfully keeping as much weight off my right foot as possible. So I'm just saying that I'm like having to keep in mind what's the physical thing that I'm having to care for. So that's one way I'm doing it. Most of my weight on my left, most of the time. Okay, let's move this now. This is all set. And I think I'll just leave it here now. When I have the robot do the floors, I move these to like block areas off. So they usually, when I'm doing that, they're far. Anyway, that's fine. That's good enough. Okay, so look at this progress. Look at all this dirt. Can you see it? Maybe I go like this. Let's try this. Yes, it's a lot of dirt. Gross. So I'm going to keep sweeping all this up. Obviously, the kitchen gets a lot grosser quicker. So, a quick little sweep pretty frequently will help keep your socks a little cleaner. You won't feel the dirt on your fucking feet. I hate that feeling. Like I said, it's a nice little dopamine hit to complete something that you can see your progress. Probably didn't get a lot of that last bit, but it's for timing only, I suppose. Okay, so these are just teeny notes, but I find it particularly satisfying if I wait to scoop it up until I've kind of brought everything at least into multiple piles, and then I can put it all in one dustpan or whatever. In some way I want to be able to see all the gross dirt or all the whatever that I've swept up. Nice progress report is what it feels like. Maybe that's another reason I wasn't supposed to get the robot to work, is because I needed to see the quantity of progress that I made. Maybe it's that. Okay, so here's a tip that I think a lot of people don't do, and it causes, I know a lot of people don't do this. I have watched them. I've had a bunch of housemates, and once in a while there'll be somebody who does some cleaning, or I just happen to see them do some cleaning, whatever. Most people don't seem to think about, if you're gonna leave the dirt, make sure it's not in the natural path of walk for somebody, that they don't typically walk right through there, because if they do, they're gonna get it all over their fucking feet. They're gonna spread it out again. So it's easy to just make sure that it's off to the side if you're not getting the scooper out right away. So the other thing is, I really do try to get under stuff, even if I have to move it a little bit every time, because otherwise a bunch just kind of hides back there, and every time you walk through, it kicks it up. And so if you do a pretty decent job generally of getting wall to wall, then you'll have less dust in your house. When I found out that dust is dead skin cells and dirt, and I don't know, it's kind of gross. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep at it. We're gonna keep seeing how long it takes. I'm gonna keep keeping an eye on weight on my left as much as possible. Being careful when I put my right down. Okay, so the other thing is, I'm not gonna keep moving this same dirt around. I'm gonna just get it out of the way. Another strategy that I put into place that I think would be really helpful to most is when we're placing things, I like hard surface floors because things are really easy to move, but when we're placing stuff, make sure there's room to make it easy to sweep. So before our last housemate moved out, this fridge was all the way over there because he had a big old DJ setup, so had to be way over there, so we couldn't sweep in the middle there, and we couldn't access this whole area. There's like a whole cubby in there, all wasted space when the fridge was all the way over. So he left, we moved the fridge over, and now it's real easy to sweep in there. I also kind of make a point of, in preparation of the robot, try to keep all cords just always up off the ground, and if not, then at least easily blocked by one of our bar stools or something. I use those for blocking the robot in certain parts of the room area, because I like to, even for the robot, break it down. Oh boy, Princess Jnet's getting up. See how that goes. Good morning. Oh, look, you've been wearing a white princess dress. Good morning, Princess Jnet. Maybe you're queen, actually. No, you're right. You're queen. There can be multiple queens here. I am well on the mend. I realized that like a good way to term it is sort of like when you have a fever. Oh, I already told you that. Never mind. So the fever broke, and that means like over the past hours since I got up, every little while it's a little bit better, a little bit better. I could put a little more weight on it, but I just need to be, I'll be real mindful of it so that I can, when I'm packing stuff in and out of my pet set or when I'm doing stuff, you know, I'm prepared. That's what I'm trying to make sure I do. Save as much of the pain. Or anyway, that's as good as I get. Didn't sleep well, but it's better. Yeah. How about you? Did you sleep mostly through the night, or was it a wake up now and then?
I woke up a couple times, but then I have to sleep.
Ooh, well that's pretty nice. Instead of hours awake. Trying to get better about keeping the data I offer somebody like more bite size in case they're not in a position to like receive a lot of words. Okay. Yeah, they don't feel up to receiving a lot of words. Or thinking in English or whatever language you speak. Because, yeah, it's a translation you happen to do. And even if you speak another language fluently, do you always want to be in translation mode? Okay, that's a bad spot for me to put the pile of dirt in. Okay. There's no one way to do everything. There's no one way. So if you're like, you're doing it wrong, then is there really a wrong for sweet honey sweet? No, I don't think so. guess another point I want to make is what I meant by like there's no like one way to do it or right wrong is the end result that everybody's looking for is sweeping up as much of the stuff as possible. Why would it matter which way you get there? It doesn't. Just the end result. And I don't want to strive towards efficiency because I treat it like a game. Yeah, I treat it like a game. Gamify. As much as you can gamify your life as possible. So, I mean, it's just a simple game. It's just like watch the stuff collect. So, yeah, don't get hung up on you're doing it wrong. How do you do it? It's just get around stuff as best you can. Sweep up as much stuff around as you can. And try to have a little fun. It doesn't have to suck. It doesn't have to be turned a yucky chore. And it's an act of service to yourself and those you live with. Okay. Oh, I gotta do the side room too. Gotta remember the side room because, yeah, if I leave it dirty, then every time we walk through here, we will track dirt out again. So then the sweeping doesn't stay as effective for as long. See, stuff's on wheels, so I can move it. A lot of stuff is up off the floor, so a broom can get under it. I don't go crazy. It's just I'm able to get under it. Moment of truth. I'm gonna sweep it all up. Let's see how much it did. You're up a lot earlier than yesterday. What? You're up a lot earlier than yesterday. Yeah. Or are you just up for some watering?
2 hours earlier.
Yeah. Well, I'm just puttering around when you feel like coming out. If you feel like interacting, cool. If you don't, cool. Because I can pause and transition just about any time.
I'm gonna try to get three things.
Cool. Okay. I have a little I think is easier, but too much trouble to go get it. All right, here's the side room. Oh, there's this one over here. And I actually did put the piles kind of in the way, so I will think better of that or figure that out a little better next time, but good enough now. The mother load of dirt. When I really want to do it up, I also get my dust buster, but it's not necessary right now. So look at all that. That's a lot. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Get that done. Now I'm gonna go put these things away immediately. I'm gonna go out and have a little smoke right before my shower if you're interested in joining, but I'll do it again a little later if you prefer to wait. Yeah, I think out back is nice because then I can be in the shade. So I'll meet you out there whenever you're ready. Yeah, it's fine, no rush. I'm gonna go outside, and I think that it's okay for me to go do a test. I am full weight, still feels swollen, especially my third toe. Oh, that's right, that's what happened. I went out front for a while with Jnet and Brian, and my whole foot swelled up really bad, and I think the osteoarthritis is spreading. It's like spreading into other bones because I can feel them. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna move outside. I don't want that. I'm super curious how long that took. So, yeah, I think I already gave the direction on what to do with it. Because I think a series of this is how long things actually take would be really helpful for a lot of folks. Because I think most of us go, oh, it's gonna take too long. I don't want to do that thing. When in fact, it's really short. Okay, so okay, I gotta see. This would be another time. It'd be good to have a bag, but I didn't get one. So. Okay, so I wear my socks as long as I can. So that means, okay, and then I'm gonna carry them. I always love the shadows everywhere around my house. There's often good shadows and reflections. Okay, so I'm still gonna be careful because it does definitely still giving me some warning signs. Let's, ow! Okay, be careful. Gotta still be careful. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Okay. I also stung my foot the other day. I stepped on a bee, and I was scared because every time I've gotten stung, quite for years, it's gotten worse every time. I was afraid, but castor oil pack was the real rescue. The ground's uneven, that's why I have to be particularly careful where I step. Look at all you guys fixing the soil. Good job. Lemon cucumber's not very happy. I wonder if I should give it some shade. Maybe it doesn't like the sun. Hey, oh yeah, I could do that. I could put a big pot by it or something. Need some shade. Ooh, there's a spider web. I almost walked into it. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Let's break that. Okay, now hopefully it is no longer in the path. Try to really watch for those guys because it sucks to walk in them. Okay. Oh, it feels so good in the shade. It's so good in the shade. Oh gosh, I'm not supposed to show that. I'm not supposed to show bongs on film. Wonder how short of a sight of them there can be before YouTube's like, hey, you fucked up. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I bet this is warm water right now. I left it running just a little so I can get my feet wet when I want to because it feels good. I decided we're gonna have a little area of watered grass, so that just this area, like, I will pretty much always feel good to bare feet. Also left the hose on a little because it feels really good. So the ground is wet. So I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking about whether or not you would want it to be wet, but it is right now. You mean back in here? The one thing they've said is don't plant any invasives, and I think something like what are those called? These little guys that I have a bunch of right now that are cool in a lot of sun. Those I think would be considered invasive. So I don't know yet. If you know of shade tolerant plants, that'd be helpful. And I don't have us on camera right now. I have that corner.
You don't have what?
We're not on camera right now, just our voices. I just wanted you to know that. So, and then we can always turn it off if you don't want it. Okay, let me load her up. And I still have some of that CBD stuff, so if you're ever like, hey, cut it with some CBD, I can do that. Yeah. Coming in the shade. Voices in there. Maybe we should have a little waterproof box where we can keep Kleenex out here, because we both get runny noses pretty often. So I have to think about, like, damn it, I don't have a Kleenex or a hanky. It's always good when I can get my feet on the ground, but I was too afraid to walk out here earlier. But this will definitely help.
Thank you for everything.
For everything? You're so welcome. I'm glad you're here. Really excited.
I'll feel better when I get unpacked, I think.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you knew this part was gonna be hard. You named it a while back, and it's hard for anybody.
I left some things over there that I'm not even gonna go back and get, like hand towels,
Hand towels. Okay.
like a hand towel for the bathroom. But I can.
We have some, but it would be nice to have a few more bathroom
towels. I can just
towels.
get it at Goodwill.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to change those sort of things. Otherwise, it reminds you bringing the energy of the last place with you.
I don't have that.
You want a little more? Okay, bring in that. I've noticed that I am often at my most depressed and most tearful early in the day. I wonder if that's true for lots of us.
I just cry all the time, seems like.
Oh, I bet your all the time and my all the time is like, I wouldn't term it all the time at all. And it seems like it's appropriate crying. You're releasing. You know shamanic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's all you'll need?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I'm always get it out. I mean, that's part of the work, you know. Let it out.
This baby.
What was that part? I'm just here with you. Say it again. I know how you feel, and I'm really impressed with what you're doing. From a different perspective of it, so there's different ways.
When I was a baby,
Yeah?
I would cry myself out.
Mm-hmm.
She would just leave me
Oh, yeah.
in the playpen.
Yeah, the cry themselves to
In
sleep
another
shit sucked.
room, and I would just cry until I was exhausted from crying.
Yeah.
And then I remember just going into this stasis.
Mm-hmm.
Not even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I don't want
Not
that
even
erased.
feeling anything. And I bet that's what's happening now. Is that some of that stuff
Coming
is
up. It's coming up. Yeah.
Churned up and out.
May I share with you my experience as a mother of doing the cry it out shit? Because I was pressured to practice let them cry themselves to sleep, and I hated it. I would sit on the floor outside the door and cry too. I'd be like, Jeremy, this fucking hurts. This shouldn't. She's saying I need help. I need you. How come nobody's coming to help me? How come my voice isn't being heard? Until she's literally fucking exhausted. This is not good for my baby. And it wasn't just him. It was like literally at the time. I'm not saying this is what your mom did. Yeah, your mom may have been following the culture. She may also have just been like, I'm fucking done with you, kid.
Dr. Spock.
Yeah, that fucker. Dr. Sears, too. They both were assholes. Fucking fucked up a bunch of shit. And that's one of the deepest first core, like, regrets for me as a mother, is doing that to Ainsley. And so hearing how it felt to you helps me get a glimpse of what it might have been like for her and how her system might have read that. What you just said is pretty close to what I was guessing is what her system received as that learning, that teaching from that action.
Crying yourself out.
Yeah, and so
you really, literally, you're gone.
Well, and that's I also was like that as a teenager. I would be in so much pain with my period cramps was one of them, or I'd have migraines. I'd be in so much pain with no hope of relief, because even like ibuprofen or Tylenol, whatever was, anyway, no hope of relief. And so I would literally, I think I would pass out. It'd be like a blend of cry myself to sleep and pass out for some fucking relief. Usually came for about 2 hours after I took ibuprofen. So
I have to go lay down.
yeah, do. No, it's fine. Thank you for coming out for a little bit. And thank you for going and taking a break. It's good for you. Thank you.
Taking a break.
You're gonna go lay down. That's exactly what your body says, and you're doing it.
And I'm gonna get a couple boxes from in there
Do you need them immediately, or could you work on stuff that's in the house first? Good. 30 minutes. Sounds good. You're welcome. It's good to set a timer. And what else she just did is she opted out when she was ready. Instead of like getting mad at me or telling me to change what I was doing, she's like, I gotta go in. I gotta lay down. That's awesome. And, you know, I think I actually need a lot of time to myself too, so I should start setting timers so I can start orienting towards heading across town, maybe around 1 o'clock. We'll see. It's probably, let's see, can I bend my toe? I don't know. Oh, let's look at my toe. Let's see. Oh, maybe I gotta do it like this, actually. Let's see. Will my toe be on? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is it still swollen? I don't think so. I can bend it a bit, not as much as that one. None of that is initiating pain. So that's good. This was all purple and bruised looking and like bleh, it's shiny. It was so tight, it was shiny. Okay. There's been a lot of injuries of foots in both my daughter and I. I'm not sure about my mom. Lots of foot injuries that were similar. She also, I think she broke something in this area. So this toe was super purple and big. Maybe it was rather foot, but big toe. And this flaring, I think, is directly related to when this got broken. This part got broken in 7th grade. Stupid story, happened in math class. And Mr. Wolf, the wrestling coach slash, was he math teacher? Spanish teacher or both? Anyway, had to carry me down the hall. Super embarrassing. But it hurt so bad that I couldn't even so much as have a sheet on here. I mean, this was the break, but I mean, it hurts so fucking bad. So again, that's probably times that I would cry until I passed out or just cried myself to sleep. So that's coming up again, but now at least it's limited. I have help. I have supplements, you know, like turmeric is the best one. I have taken a lot of ibuprofen though this time. I start taking that if it's still flaring after like 6 hours, if turmeric's not doing it. And castor oil. I use those first. So, making good progress. Okay. Okay, I try to keep my bong in the shade because obviously it's disgusting if it's like cooking in there. Change the water often. Probably should change it today, especially if both Jnet and I are smoking. I should change it even more often. Obviously that's easy. I just dump it and bring some clean water out. Grosses me the fuck out how disgusting so many people's bongs get. And I always pour it somewhere it'll rinse out, you know, and won't smell. A real good clean out is I take it inside, put some hot water in it. There's a whole series. Anyway, the other thing I do to keep things from getting too disgusting is when my bowl is still hot. God, I think I can show something like this on camera. It's not directly, obviously, I don't know. Anyway, I broke it, but I'm still going to use it. So I get when this is still hot, which is too late now. I would use a Q-tip and kind of clean that out. And a lot of times I use a Q-tip to clean that out. And when I'm using the hot water, I also get some of this out. Anyway, also using a screen keeps it from getting as gross and clogged up. But oh my God, people, change your fucking water at least. It's so nasty. Maybe that's why a lot of potheads are like doofuses, is because they're smoking like bacteria water. Blah, gross. Who knows? Somebody done a study on that, like the science of dirty bong water. Curious. Maybe somebody will look that up. That's a good volunteer / active service opportunity. If you're interested, look it up. If you're not, don't think about it again. Okay, what's next? Oh my god, it's shower time. Oh my god, it's shower time. I'm so excited about shower time. I'm so excited about shower time. I'm so excited about shower time. And now I'm putting on my stuff under the shade as well, because you don't want your weed in the sun. Okay, yeah, I guess find out. Am I allowed to even mention it? Okay. So like here's some of my dirty Q-tips, and I usually have a little tin that I put them in, you know, so I don't forget them and I don't make gross garbage. But I'm bummed because these are plastic. I try never to use plastic ones, but I guess there were some around, so. Because paper, at least, I figure will eventually break down. Okay, I see Jnet's glasses. I'm gonna take those in. Okay, so now I gotta walk barefoot across the grass. Put my socks on the concrete, because otherwise those fucking stairs will burn my fucking feet. Okay. Alright, is the water off? Yes, it is. And I'm leaving it to drip in the areas I want it to water. So it's getting a really slow water. Okay, so here we go. I'm also going to leave a water out here, but I'm going to put it in the shade too, because that's another source of bacteria if you let your water bottles get disgusting and dirty. And holy fucking shit, do you ever clean your straw? Oh my god, those are such fucking hotbeds of disgusting. You also got to clean, like, you got to kind of get in there in the plastic part, or the rubber part that's inside too. There's a lot of cleaning people overlook. Got to take seals out now and then. Oh my god, it's so gross. Okay. A lot of people just rinse them over and over. They don't actually, like, ever scrub them. You put cream in your fucking coffee, man. Like, ugh. You know cream spoils, right? I don't understand why you're gonna have to, like, clarify this for people. Okay, I'm gonna have to water stuff, but I can do it right now. What are you looking for? Ooh, are you Gene Keys and Priscilla? I need to be inside. I'd love to hear some Gene Keys if that's what you're down with. Okay. Yeah, it's... Okay, it's noon. Oh, look what I found. I'm also happy to read, but that magnifies nicely. Would you like to be in the chair, or would you like me to move things off the bed so that you can be up on the bed? My crutches. One of the reasons I'm super pumped about you being here is we're going to figure out setups that can just repeat. Once I figure it out, I don't have to figure it out again. But when we're somewhere new all the time.
No, I might not. So we're gonna go through it, huh?
I want you to go through it however you want to go through it. This is your thing. Please follow your...
I think that this is a seed that has been thrust into the damp earth, and of course the seed is weeping. It loses its identity, and it becomes something else.
Okay, yeah. It transforms. Do plants alchemize, or they just transmute? I don't know what the definitions are anymore. Doesn't matter. I love
But
this.
anyway, you know, it combines with the moisture and the sunshine, and
The soil it's planted in.
and becomes something else. So, with that in mind, it seems like I should just pick something.
That's what you were doing before.
There.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to jump back to the first for a bit because there was some great ground laying there. But yeah, go back to your practice. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm listening, but I will be puttering around.
This is a 21st gene key.
Okay.
Physiology, lungs. So, the 21st shadow is control. The demise of hierarchy. One of the major issues to plague human beings and the cause of enormous conflict and violation of basic human rights is the issue of control. All control is rooted entirely in a single theme, territory. As we shall see. Well, this is an experience of territory, definitely,
Yeah,
you know.
at every level, yeah.
At every level.
At every level.
As we shall see, there are various ways in which we can understand territory. The first territory is yourself. The physical, emotional, and intellectual confines of your own being and the boundary of your aura. If we extend that theme, you might view your relationships and families as another form of territory. In turn, your home and land is obviously a further extension of your family territory. Then there is your entire community or race, the outer territory of which is made up of your nation. Finally, there is the earth itself, which forms the current territory of all human beings. This constitutes a great deal of territory, which taken together creates the potential for a lot of human conflict rooted in control. Yep.
Can you remind me what the word was?
Control.
Okay, okay.
What did I do with my water? Do you know, kiddo?
I feel like you just had it, but I'll look real quick. I'm sure I'll see it, or I'll get you a new one. It's not on the floor, okay? I
think I thought.
Maybe we'll get you some more so that you can just have them like around the house. That's what I do, so that I have a couple figures.
Well, anyway, I just do need a little sip. I'm kind of.
I'll get you another container if I can't find it. Oh, here it is. You brought it into your room.
Another way of looking at territory is to view your life as territory and the events of your life as the aspects within that territory that you wish to control.
Here's your bottle, and I'm going to open space on. Oh, wait, which arm should I hand you things on? I can't remember.
This one.
Okay, so I'm going to make space right here for you to be able to put your things, rather than the table over there. And I really don't think I'll put coaster down, but I don't think they're essential. But go ahead and put your water down.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's warmer water, so I think it's probably closer to room temperature.
I don't think it'll hurt it in the slightest, and even if it was a little wet, so don't worry. Okay. I'm still listening. I love what you're doing.
Another way, I think this is interesting. Another way of looking at territory is to view your life as territory and the events of your life as aspects within that territory that you wish to control. I really do see my life is broken up into these different territories, you know, just totally the way we live through that one, you know.
Would you say that's related to compartmentalization, or is that different? Maybe it's smaller than territory. I don't know.
I think we just, whatever it is, we just get through it.
I feel like everything about this, hey, dogs will teach us this if we spend enough time with them. There are teachers here. And I mean, that's the kind of language dogs would use, territory. I got oil on that, so I don't have to watch for that.
But What would dogs say?
Or think about wolves. Maybe that's easier to remember what you know about natural behavior of wolves. You know, they have a territory, they have a pack. There is a hierarchy. I'm wondering if the hierarchy referred to in what you've read is that man-made hierarchy. That's really not based on, you know, the alpha male and the alpha female. They are there because they're supposed to be, and they worked for it, and the dogs respect them. Energetics, all of that, survival, but also play and working together. There's a wolf that wants too much control. It does get, it gets like, fuck you, then you're being an asshole. See you later. Like, they'll do that. So, wolves can teach us a lot. Okay, I'll shut up now.
In turn, your home and land is obviously a further extension of your family territory. Then there is your entire community or race, the outer territory of which is made of your nation. Finally, there is the earth itself, which forms the current territory of all human beings. This constitutes a great deal of territory, which taken together creates a potential for a lot of human conflict, rooted in control.
Hell yeah.
Another way of looking at territory is to view your life as a territory and the events of your life. Have I already read this?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
Good. And if you're rereading it, maybe it's less.
All right. And the events of your life as the aspects within that territory which you wish to control. I have read this.
Okay.
But I'm going to read it again. The 21st shadow certainly views life like this, and it does so at a deep genetic and unconscious level, because humanity still operates collectively at the shadow frequency. We are used to dividing life up into millions of individual territories and trying to control them. When you consider that we are really a single unified organism, this seems rather a ridiculous way to behave. But it is nonetheless how the world works. At the shadow frequency, everyone is a victim. The controllers are victims, and their need to remain in control, and the controlled are the victims of the controllers. I'll read that again.
Yeah, that was yeah.
When you consider that we are really a single unified organism,
Super being.
this seems rather a ridiculous way to behave.
Right, because it's like your hand is trying to take a chunk out of your knee or something, and because of the different territory. Yeah.
But it is nonetheless how the world works. At the shadow frequency, everyone is a victim. The controllers are victims of the need to remain in control, and the controlled are the victims of the controllers. The controlled are victims of the controllers.
I think whenever possible, whenever it's real obvious to us that how the collective directly right now is related, I think we don't have to do it now, but at some point I think it'd be fun to come back to. I think in the current world, this is what that looks like.
This is what that looks like.
Yeah.
Wherever you find the 21st shadow, you will find someone either too weak to control anything at all, or someone with a deep-seated need to control everything in their environment. In the past, control was about resources and food depended
Survival.
on maintaining and defending your territory. In the modern world, however, the battlefield has changed, even though the genetic dynamic has not. Today, the battleground is money, And this 21st shadow has much to do with power and money. As a shadow frequency, if you have money, it appears you also have power.
Yeah.
However, at the gift level and beyond, we shall see that true power has nothing to do with money. Control is based on tightness and fear. It creates tension and boundaries throughout all our environments. Even more crucially, it creates the notion of hierarchy because there are those who control and those who are controlled. In a contorted kind of way, this relationship between the controllers and the controlled can actually work quite well. It is the foundation of the idea of classes and castes, and in its ideal form, it became the responsibility of the upper classes to feed and protect the lower classes. This has been the way most societies on our planet have functioned for millennia. And the greater part of the world still operates in this old way. It's the basis of our notion of royalty and has been questioned. Royalty and ancestral lineages in families. It is only fairly recently that these archaic systems have really been questioned and are gradually losing their control and power.
Ooh, that's so powerful for our right now. Cool.
Yeah, it seems right to be right now.
It really does, right? Hopefully just being able to point this out just a little bit will, and not everybody will, and there'll never be something where everybody's like, holy shit, but the more we can translate this kind of stuff or just say this kind of stuff, that there'll be people out there who's like, I get it, holy shit. It's like they're sitting in the room with us, you know, and so that's why that's why it's important for you to do this, for us to talk about it, whatever, because they're a fly on the wall and we're influencing them just by them being respectful and quiet. And we don't have to deal with them actually being in the room.
One of the manifestations of the decline of hierarchical control has been the rise of the middle class in the Western world. However, the new rise of the middle class does not offer a great deal more than the old system. It creates just as many problems. Families are now more cut off from each other than ever, and we have a world of every family for itself. The urge to control has simply shifted venues. Control now operates most powerfully through capitalism. The issue of control is an issue of patriarchy. Patriarchal forms of government are the bedrock of our society, from politics to education to business. Most of those who are in control are only interested in power and money, and those who are not interested in power or money are generally too submissive to take any action.
I ain't submissive.
I can't read anymore.
Okay. Are you interested in hearing anymore, or would you just like to stop there?
I need to lay down.
Okay. Do you want me to create space on the couch for you? Or just want to go all the way back to your room?
Okay.
Okay, it'll only take me a sec. Let's see, I'm guessing we're at full length, so I'm just gonna move all this stuff just piled so that I can come back over it and keep so many. Would you mind just putting this on the floor or something, because that's going to open up a bunch of space. Well, this is just a safety thing. Remember, this has a really bad bonk your head, so just always make sure that that's covered if you're laying over here. How's this? Does that look some variation of that? Will it work for you? Lay down right there. And here's a blankie one you gave me. Okay. Keep doing the things. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna check in with you and see what else you might need, and then I'm gonna go make myself some food. Here, let's move this because this is right where I think we're both gonna enter.
You know, I want that smoothie.
I'll go get it. Yeah, go lay down. I'll get it.
Without-
Do you like
without-
do you like a straw, or do you just want to drink it out of the glass? Whatever your preference is easy.
Is it straw?
Yeah, it definitely is. I like silicone, but there's also metal. I'll go straw. I think I set that up wrong. I should have put it so that you could go in the other way. I'm sorry.
I can't go any further on
Okay.
this arm.
Okay, gosh, I'm sorry. I should have thought that through a little better. So here's space in your feet. Your phone just like a movement on it. Yeah, this is good. This is gonna help me figure out what to set up to make sure it's happening when you want to get up. Here, also learning how my desk needs to be. Here, do you maybe maybe straighten out?
I'm like right in the middle of your desk.
No, I'm not on here again for a while. Like this is
Just want
everybody uses its space. Okay, good. Yeah. No, this is shared space, and I am looking forward to learning, how to make sure it's available for you when you're getting up, because I'll learn that. Wait, this is castor alpaca. I don't come here. I'll learn the switch over, and I'll learn when it's got to be done. Those are my blankies. I'm going to be packing those. That's why they're here.
okay.
But this blankie's right. Your blankie's right here.
Okay. And is that a pillow?
This is my bed pillow. I'm also going to be packing that. I have a big fluffy.
Somewhere?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to tell you, but I'm leaving for a pet sit. So I'll be home most days, but yeah, I'm leaving for a pet sit today, so I have to pack and stuff. But my plan is to be here a chunk of today. I'll leave for a little bit to water, take care of the dogs, and then I'll come back for dinner. So yeah, I'm sorry for that surprise, but we just hadn't had a chance to talk, so I hadn't had a chance to tell you. Here's one pair of glasses. Here's another pair of glasses. Are you still crooked? You might, when you can, try to get more crooked. Sure, okay.
We'll be gone.
Today we're how many nights will I be staying away? I come back on the 5th, Sunday the 5th. Overnights. I'll just be overnights. I'll come home most days. But yeah, it's a busy week this week. I'm going to Eugene for a day. So, I just got sweaty. So, yeah, I know that was a lot of information, and we can talk about it when you're feeling a little better, so I can answer any questions. I also have a little bit more stuff I have to do before I can sit down. You good for a bit? Okay.
I would just assume go to my bed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
you can take a nap or whatever.
That's enough Gene Keys.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
perfect.
day.
Perfect. I think that seemed like a real good stopping point. You need to. Yeah, we'll get the
I
bed.
need to rest my arm at a different angle.
Yeah, good. get the bed set up so that that works better for you. I've got your boat. Do you want to leave it out here or you want me to bring it in?
Okay.
Okay, but I'll bring it in here.
Okay.
So that's a perfect example of I need to have a better preparation system for this time of day when I'm around. And I think it's kind of an important time for me to be around in general. So that's a good piece of information. Wish I'd be able to learn all this about my daughter when I still had her with me. But okay, so information. I gotta get my foot up off the ground. It's starting to feel swollen. This is one way that I can do multiple things at once. I want to go take a shower real soon, real soon. So, okay, what am I doing? So, I believe based on quite a bit of, like most days, I think Jnet wakes up around 10:30, 11. A lot of days. Other times it's just whenever. She usually needs to eat somewhere between, around 11:30 or so. Maybe I'll take her banana and almond butter in a bit. I need a shower so bad, but I should eat before I could take a shower. So what do I need? I'm gonna start trying to make sure I layer in some tapping regularly, and just whenever I get a chance, some shaking, some energetic clearing. I'm not doing enough of that. That also helps lead to flares. Okay. I need to have easy things to eat so that, and like, I didn't want to make something noisy because she was reading. And so I wanted oatmeal, but not only could I not find my bowl, and I was doing a lot of walking, and I just need to be real mindful of my steps at this point. That's one way I need to be efficient sometimes. It's like, if there are things I need to carry, can I carry more than one at a time? So I start categorizing things or putting it in like areas so that I can carry it all at once or whatever, or later or whatever. Where was I going with that? This needs to go on my list of ways to be prepared is have easy food to eat for the morning that does not need the microwave. The toaster's not too loud, I could do that. Yeah, easy breakfast stuff so that I can definitely eat before 12:30. So I'm gonna go make my oatmeal. I'll take that upstairs with me. I'll take a shower on the stool. And by then my oatmeal will have cooled off quite a bit. So here I am, strategizing, planning. Ideally I'd have a whiteboard handy and I would write down these steps so I don't have to think about them again. That's another way to be efficient, is try to think about something as few times as possible. Okay, I'm gonna take the castor oil pack off because I'm just tired of it. I also learned a lot about how Jnet can be comfortable, and it was not what just happened, where she had to crawl onto the bed. That sucked. So, yeah. Okay, good lesson, good lesson. Okay, categorized all the stuff on the couch at least. Clothes, blankies to pack, castor oil, kit. Okay. All right, so, okay. Yeah, I guess I gotta remember what I'm doing is real time, how long it takes to do things, where you can see, like, literally if there was just one person here for a few hours at a time. So the kind of person I'd be looking for to do that would be somebody who's generally feels pretty decent, somewhere between like 10 a.m. and 2:30. That seems to be the prime window. So you generally feel decent around that time. You generally could, whatever days you say you could come over, you can generally make it. We're real flexible with time. We're real flexible with day. It's just planning accordingly. Surprises are hard. Yeah, so it could be a variety of people or an individual who's like, okay, what do you need today? You know, I could have delegated the sweeping. I could have delegated somebody making me some oatmeal. I could have delegated, I could delegate somebody packing. You know, instead I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of steps. I wish I had that knee scooter back. Maybe I'll post on Buy Nothing to see if anybody has one they're no longer using. Because the crutches, my foot's just down too much. It's just down too much gravity. Okay. Yeah, all right, so, yeah, that's right. I'm remembering it. Real time. It'll get sped up. The time that all of this takes will get put on that. Maybe voiceover or fun talking, I don't know. Okay. Okay, whatever that is. No, I don't. Okay, so I can do... Oh, it's right here. Hey, it's a measuring cup. It's a measuring cup. I don't need another one. Okay, so let's see. Half a cup of oats. Half a cup of oats. One cup water. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, I'll set up this chair so I can easily sit in it and reach the couch to put my foot up. So this is a gift to my future self. because my foot's starting to act up because I've had too much gravity on it for quite too long. Okay. Okay. But I gotta, when I come in, I'm gonna, well, or just go like that. I don't want too much weight on my knees, so I've gotta be fairly close. So I think when my food's, oh, that's right, when my food's ready, I'm gonna go take a shower. No, I should eat a little bit first. I guess I'll just sit here and rest. I just hate smelling myself. I'm fucking stinky. But I guess also says I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is demonstrating, modeling, and doing, like, being rest, looking for ways to rest more. So obviously I need it. I turned the air conditioning a little bit on for a little while longer because I just hate being this hot. It's just making everything harder. So what I do need to remember is I do not need to pack everything. I'm really just leaving for a couple of hours. I'll take my office setup with me. And maybe my lunch. I'll have to keep an eye on traffic, so I don't want to get stuck in traffic. And, I'll head over here. I guess I could see, I guess I could put a destination trip in, especially when I'm empty, when I haven't packed my stuff yet. We'll see. That'd be kind of cool if I got an easy trip that paid me most of the way there and back. I'll do that. I'll be far enough away. Mount Tabor. Destination trip. See what happens. I wouldn't be at all surprised if I make at least $10. Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm getting warning signs. Okay. Yeah. I have to slow down and put my foot up more. I probably should put the castor oil pack back on. I'm learning all the things I need handy. I'm also thinking about the ways I'm gonna have to strategize to take care of myself at my pet sit. Okay. I'm gonna need a bag to carry things. Okay, where am I gonna write this? I guess we'll put it in here. Okay, let's take these off. I hear ya. I know. I gotta come over there. Okay. So I need a bag that has my knee pads in it. And pretty much carry that everywhere with me, especially if I do not want to crawl. I need to grab my garden gloves so I can cover my hands when I'm crawling around, either to protect them or just because I don't want to touch the floor. Also garden gloves because they're sturdier and they are washable, and I should get some more cute ones. Okay, knee pads, water bottle. Okay, so I'll have the crutches in the car, but I move inside the house. Yeah, that's where I need to put those. Okay, take a lunch and my office bag. Oh, and the and a HEPA filter and the air scrubber, because that way I can get the house starting to get defumigated before I go there, because, well, maybe it'll be fine actually, but we'll see. I'll also be able to see if I need my portable AC. I have a little guy. I bet I'm real grateful I have that. If they have AC, then I don't need it. So that'll be a question for there. Okay, I'm gonna get my food. And I'm gonna bring it back over here and eat for a bit. And I'm gonna take some more ibuprofen. I'm starting to get warning pains again. I don't have water. Damn it. Okay, so see, this is why it'd be good to have a bag that I can put water in it and carry it around. Good balance workout too. Him. Do some stretching. I don't have everything I need over here, but no, I'm not gonna stretch on this. Okay. All right, raisins. A little bit of brown sugar. My hands are dirty. I don't want to use my hands. I never take these to dog sits anymore, ever. So, but I love them in my oatmeal. Never a dog sit. My knee is starting to hurt too. Some silverware, put it in something over there, so it's easy to get to. I'm gonna leave all this out so it's easier to pack later, and it's not in anybody's way right now. So I don't have to obsess about getting it put away. Don't have to get it out again either. Think through how to do it to make sure I'm not putting myself at risk for injury. Okay. All right. So trying to get better and better about having everything where I need it. So I have this little table to put my oatmeal on. I've learned that because Jnet's left arm is bad, I'm always going to need to put things on this surface over here. So I'm going to cover it with something like a tray or something. This chair is really nice over here because we could push it back or we could pull it forward. I have my foot up on it right now. I need to put some spoons that live over there by my oatmeal situation, but I don't want them down by the floor. That's disgusting. And I want my oatmeal bowl to live there on that shelf. So I'm hoping that that's out. So I'm gonna put it there when it's clean. And I left all the oatmeal stuff and nuts and things out over there because Doesn't have to be cleaned up immediately. It's not going to affect anybody. And I need to pack some of that stuff. So, and leaving it out means I'll see it. I don't want to touch much with my hands because I haven't washed them in a little while, and that's grossing me out, but at least I'm not touching any food like this. And when I'm struggling with something, you know, I'm having to really be careful about the number of steps that I take or whatever. That's when I kind of put myself in camping mode. I'm like, I can handle being dirtier when I'm out camping. You know, obviously. Anyway, okay, what do I want? I need to see what time it is. I need to set some timers. Get done in 10 minutes, and then I gotta go take a fucking shower. What else? Oh, I learned more data. So I think what I should do is be prepared for Jnet, like with banana and almond butter supplies at least, handy. And if she wants a smoothie, like I think that's great. And if Brian's making smoothies, I also could make more. I think I would also benefit from smoothies. Daily is great. Just gotta put spinach in it. Maybe avocado if handy. Definitely the cassava powder, protein powder. It's really good quality. Again, that's another thing Ayana told me about, so that's another valuable gift she's given me, plus a $15 discount because I used their link the first time. So that's why in my videos I always have cassava linked in my description so that somebody can go get 15 bucks off and try the stuff. I think chocolate's fucking awesome. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. Okay, so there should be an ongoing, you know, like list of small acts of service or things that would help a lot, or things that I think probably everybody would do if they knew they should, but they don't know yet. And so just add these to, you know, list somewhere so that we can keep building on it. Okay. Oh yeah. Something that I wish happened more often would be super helpful if somebody volunteered to do it would be to wash our water bottles really good, including in the seals. Like really having to get in there with a little brush and stuff, making sure the straws are really clean. That would be a really awesome little act of service. Also stuff like my desk surface, because I'm constantly putting stuff on it and taking stuff off, and I use it all the time. I often don't clean it off enough. I don't clean it off very often and like dust it, but it's definitely dirty. And like I've set my castor oil bottle down, and so there's also some oil on it. So like if somebody came in and took all the dishes off that don't need to be there, moved things aside so that they can wipe it all down, that would be fantastic. Also dust like this TV screen. That would be one act of service that would be fantastic. The next one would be to dust the game systems below. Another separate act of service would be organize the fucking cords. Like, look at this mess. Okay. My cords are a nightmare. They need to be organized and like zip tied or something to this so that it's easy to, maybe not zip tied, maybe twist tied, but so that it's easy to get them off when I need to, but also like they're always in what position. Like it would be cool if they ran alongside the desk, you know, like here, run alongside that, but be like in a little trough or something, in some way secured there. That would be really cool. So that's another separate act of service. Add to the wish list. We need more trays like this, and we need TV trays. So we have real easy to, temporary tables that fold up and get small. Also just like, it would be nice if, it would be helpful, like if I think I need a little basket on top of my desk somewhere, but it has to stay still. It has to not move around. Where like everything would just be kind of stacked in there so that it's not all over the place. I also need to figure out a way to keep things that I need, like I don't know. I'm not sure where it needs to go, but I need to be able to keep all my office stuff on my desk somewhere. And so figuring that out would also be an act of service. Another wish list item. I really want more barefoot shoes. I would like some waterproof ones. And or just warm, you know, that, anyway, it doesn't let the water through. I'd like a variety of styles. Size 7.5, as well as maybe 8.5 or 9, so I could wear my big puffy socks in them. I like doing that. Gotta see the angel. Okay, I'm still eating. Angel, I want to see the angel. Okay, a little towel. Shit. It's not as amazing as I see it. Also, acts of service if somebody was in person is they would like do the changeover, because our room, you know, this room is like the room of requirement and has so many different ways it needs to be set up that once I figure out the different ways, somebody could come do it for me. I don't have to be the one who sets everything up. Okay, well, it's not as gorgeous as what I'm seeing, but that's just the way it's gonna have to be, I guess, right now. Well, is it better if I switch cameras? Okay. Okay, so this is the kind of fiddle fucking around that I actually shouldn't be doing, because now my foot's on the ground. Oh, it does look better though. Okay, that is better. No? Oh, bye. Yeah, setting up the camera earlier for when Jnet was out here wanting to do her reading, that would have been helpful to have somebody to do. Cool. So now this is some cool B-roll. Okay, flip back up, flip back up, flip back up. Oh, fuck shit down. Oh, I know. I should be over here, that's the problem. Oh, well. I did the wrong. There's too much oatmeal in here. It's only supposed to be half a cup. Somehow I put in more. And 1 cup water. So it's really thick, but it's fine. A good variation on oatmeal is putting frozen berries in it. So it cools it off. Gives it a little bit of berry juice. It's really good. See, if the sound's too hard to fix, then this sort of thing could be voiceover, you know. If I'm saying something smart but you can't really hear it, somebody else could say it. Or AI could say it. Keeping me on track. Okay. So I gotta finish eating. No, it's got real pretty scenes. I got some pretty views in here. Okay, stop moving. Pro tip about snake plants: don't overwater them. Let them dry out completely in between watering. Put a wooden chopstick down there. I'll show you. And then when you do water it really well. So you don't water it very often. Otherwise the roots rot. Make sure the soil is not compacted and like heavy. That's what mistake I just made. I need to make sure I remember to take some of Jnet's cards, especially with the purchase information on them, and leave those as thank you notes for my clients. I guess Alright, so what I just did, which is something I can do from here, sitting here, foot up. I've been eating, and I just sent my housemates, I just sent Brian and Lisa a note that was like, hey, there's probably stuff I should convey to you so that you know it. Where should I put that? Here's an example. Oh, I also say not time sensitive. That's how I start the text so that they know they don't have to look at it right away. I was like, hey, like Jnet's left arm under her armpits where it's extremely painful, and just using her arm is hard. So handing her something or putting something down for her to reach for, try not to put it on the left side, because she'll forget sometimes and she'll reach for something, or she'll like, just now I tried to make her get on the bed and they're totally the wrong way. She had to crawl on. It was terrible. Totally hurt her. So I learned not to set the bed up, the thing up this way. So yeah, so I need to convey that to the housemates so that they know and don't have to learn the hard way. But we have this little book that could probably write it in. I'll have to, like, don't pick Jnet up by her armpits, especially the left. Brian and I need to practice. How can we help her get up? Most of the time she should be able to get on her hands and knees and get up from there, but we still need to help her at different stages. So I want to practice when she's not in pain. Yeah. Okay, so I think that was it, but it's just like if somebody has a special need, making it written down somewhere or something, so that not only can the person remember, oh, I already told you that, so here's an option, just like they could also just point, I want this. Learning that about somebody and then conveying it to the other members of the household, so that, like, in that case, if they didn't know, they might continually like put it in a position where her left arm was hurting more and more, but now they could be like, oh, I just don't put that near her left arm, that'd be good. Okay, time to move on. All right, I think it's time to stop this one too. And then my next steps will be I will delete out all the silence, and then I guess put it in I'll make a playlist for Passy to be like, you know, maybe it's review when you get a chance, or look at this pretty soon, this has some good stuff. I don't know, I need to prioritize them, I guess. Maybe ABC. Yeah, ABC. We used a designation, we just need to get back to that. So that's what I'll title them. Maybe I'll just put it in the title. Maybe it doesn't need to be a playlist. I'll just put it in the title. Yeah, priority A, B, C. Yeah, okay. All right. Next priority is go take a shower.